Surprise! Hi, everyone. Yeah, hang on. Just pull this over a bit more. Bit of a yellowy light in here this morning, so yeah. How is everyone going? How are your doings? I love the headband. I bought it last week, and of course it still works with the short hair, so that's really cool. I think I look fabulous too. Thank you. Thank you, Cappy's mum. Yes, I decided, even though I've got 3 hair colours in the wings, I'm not going to colour my hair anymore. So I went and got it cut short yesterday, and it's the grey's getting longer, but I think it looks really cool with the pink tips as well. So I've had short hair before. It's just been a few years since I've done it, but yeah, no, and I just feel absolutely amazing. So had a little bit of a pamper for myself. Hubby is cooking dinner, Pamela. Yeah. Yeah, I've sort of on and off had my hair short all my life. When I was a kid, my hair used to be short all the time because I had, growing up in a hot, humid environment, I used to suffer really bad heat rash. So my hair was short more often than not. But anyway, enough about me. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone's doing well. I have had so many new subscribers. You know, as you know, not every new subscriber comes up, but their name doesn't all come up. But I've got a few here. Pamela G, Barbe, Happy Old Soul, Margaret W, Scully 392Z, Waverley 8100, Millie M, Edna May, Connie O, AJYII or WII2, Chelly R with a C, Karen B, Celestial Sanctuary 11, Elizabeth S, Marjorie L, Anne R, Evermore, spelled EVR, Bobby 581, Skywatcher 209, Portlandia 100, Security Alert. No, that's anyway, they're all new names that have popped up. Thank you, all of you, and everyone else who's subscribed whose name hasn't popped up. If your name does pop up here in this or in the comments and I haven't seen it before, I will say hello, because I really appreciate you all joining me. Yeah, so just me this morning. So anyway, there is lots to, I don't know. I haven't really been keeping up with things the last few days. I've just been having a thing. I know there's been some kerfuffle with some readers and all that. I don't know anything about that. I saw Johnny's post and everything, and I did a joking reply to one of the questions. Do we all live in a big YouTube house? No, we don't. But I did do a joking reply. But I don't know anything about that, so, and don't want to get into anything like that. There's a lot of us out there, but we don't all know each other. So, and we don't all watch every other reader. So I watched a few, and some I watch sporadically, but not all the time, but some I watch religiously because I love you guys. Yeah. Oh, yes, the elephant thing behind me. Beverly, that I picked that up in India last year. The last cruise we went on, we won't be cruising anymore because I just don't feel like I would never feel safe again. That we'll be able to get home. And yeah, I've got a cup of coffee here, guys. So excuse me if I have the odd drink because I, haven't had brekkie yet, and got some chocolate on standby. Larry's girl, Cappy's mom, Texarkana Kirk. Lovely to see you all here. You guys are apps. You rock. You've all stepped up to be moderators for me. You all rock. Larry's girl, your little notes about such and such is probably a bot. Thank you. I cannot say how absolutely awesome you guys are to step up and do that, not just for me, but for, I know you're the moderators for several readers, and you're great. Yeah. So anyway, I'm not quite sure where to start. Has anyone got a question of where to start? Larry girl. When we could travel. When will you? Yes, I'd say our interstate borders are going to open up here in Australia pretty soon, but the government is talking of international travel, at least not until Christmas maybe, or the New Year. So it'd be nice if they were there. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Tara Newbie, Lucian. Everyone else who hopped on early, sorry I didn't read through your names, my darlings. I'm really sorry about that. Yeah, so yeah, we can look at when, they're talking of the end of the year. It'd be nice if we could travel at Christmas. I know it'd be hot and sweaty and horrible up in Queensland, but it'd be nice to spend Christmas with my family up in Charles Towers or something. But we'll see. You're blushing. Oh, Larry. No, you've got nothing to blush about. Just, you guys are awesome. So when will we be able, is this overseas travel that we're talking about? We'll do overseas. When will we be able to travel internationally again with safety? When will that happen? When will international travel happen again? Large scale international travel happen again? I'll look at late summer. I'll look at three things. Hi, Gma. Kate Sweet Blue. Hi, Lucian. Yeah, so first I'll have a look at late summer, okay, which is what for you guys, August. It's our winter, so August. So let's have a look at August first and see what the cards say for that. How many of you have bushy hair? My hair was down to here. My fringe was down to here. It just had to go. It was either me go to a hairdresser, which some of them stayed open, but I didn't know that. I thought they'd just open up, or get my husband to run a number 5 comb through it, which seriously would have been a disaster. I chose the hairdresser. Got a pixie cut, so... travel in. Firstly, I'm going to do a very quick prayer of protection, please. Universal Spirit, spheres of protection over myself, this house, my husband and fur babies, and everyone out there in the world, including family and friends and loved ones and all those who are watching. And this sphere of protection, keep their ill-intent and negative energy at bay and allowing loving and positive energy to grow within. Vessel Spirit, I reach out to your energy, access to your wisdom and knowledge, so you gain your very gods and all higher forms of knowledge to do this without agenda, clarity and objectivity and questions on my those. There we go. I try and, I do that prayer or version of it before I do readings generally, and I forgot because I was in a bit of a rush. I've gone crazy. No, I haven't. Oh, Lucian. Hello, James Lee. How are you? I haven't gone crazy. Went there quite a while ago. So, will international travel open up by August? This is a bit of a sticking point. This is a Two of Swords, and that's a not sure yet. Okay, they're not sure yet. It's, you know, it's a bit of a sticking point. It's a pretty important decision to make, without knowing whether they've got, you know, all countries have gotten a real good handle on this virus. It can be a very dangerous thing to do. No, we're just looking at August at this week. Hi, Sheila. How are you from Celtic Witch Tarot? Thank you. Oh, that's all right, sweetie. I know you've not been well, so you don't have to hop on and stay on. I know you've not been well, and I've watched your reading on Trump and all that the last few days with the kipper, and I actually do some kipper myself, so it's a lot of fun to watch you. Okay, let's see. So August, it's still a bit of a crossroads in making that decision. They're still, you know, very cautious about things happening before the fall. Okay, look, I think if they did open up by August, it would not have a good outcome. So I think August is going to be off the table. Okay, what's on the bottom there? The High Priestess. There are people who, in their agenda, they would love to open for August, but that's just not happening. What I might do is use a different deck for each time period I'm looking at. Okay, so that's August. What about, and that's here in Australia too. I'm talking international travel everywhere. What about interstate travel? Interstate travel. Will that happen? They're allowed to happen by August. I mean, we can. Our state borders are still closed, and you have to have a good reason and stuff. But the Chariot, there's some movement in hopefully getting interstate borders opened up. This is still by August. There's a strong likelihood it could happen. And people are really hoping. What's on the bottom? But there's still a lot of considerations. The devil, the virus. Okay. Okay, here's the News Tarot. So that is international travel, not looking likely by August. Okay. And interstate, a stronger possibility, hopeful, but there's still all this to deal with first. Okay, those who have just joined us, we're looking at the possibility of borders open up, interstate borders in different countries, or in Europe, European borders, like stuff like that. Interstate borders or inter-province borders in different countries, and international travel. So we've just looked at August. State borders, a possibility that could happen. International, no, not really. Okay, so let's have a look by Christmas. So we'll do interstate first, because that's the deck I've got in my hand. Will it be open up? Who has to have an industrial wax for brows? I just got the tweezers out and plucked out a few greys. Interstellar travel. Oh, hey, that would be a fun thing to look at. How about we have a look at that in a little while? You know, how far are we away from, I think, not interstellar, but interplanetary travel? How does that sound? Like Mars, which is the big thing, going back to the moon and making it to Mars. Anyway, so interstate travel by Christmas. Interstate travel by Christmas. What's on the bottom? Wheel of Fortune. That's a good thing. That's it. It has to happen at some time. So, and this could be a good time. I do like to put some lippy on because it just brightens my face. But again, there's a lot of decisions. Remember, with the interstate, it was with the international, there was the sword. So again, this is still a big decision, and there's a lot of thoughts to come at. You know, so they have to be very careful in how they do it. It's not whether or not they will do it. It's, in this case, it's how they will do it. What road will they take to reopen it? Okay, this is interstate by Christmas. King of Wands. There'll be a steady hand on the tiller by then. This is a new president, I think, because by Christmas, well, you know, yeah, Trump will still be there, but there's going to be a steadier hand on the tiller because they'll be going to transition. So there'll be a bit of a steadier hand on the tiller by then. That's the King of Wands. Four of Wands. Four of Wands is a card of homecoming and renewal. So you know what? International, state and province borders around the world could be open by Christmas. So that would be great, wouldn't it? To be able to go and see people. So that's that one. Now, international borders. It's a different thing altogether. Purple rain, hello. Deb said hello. Dada, hi, how are you? You've got those old man brows and you're only 22. Oh, sweetie. Get thee to the beauty shop. Yes, everyone, please do remember to hit the thumbs up. And, you know, if you think a few of your friends might like it, hit the share button as well. Sharon, hello. Hi, Good Samaritan. I don't know if you have a organisation over there called Samaritans, but we have it over here. And they provide 24/7 confidential crisis help. So you can call them up if you're having difficulty, either with problems in the home or just difficulty dealing with things. And the people aren't accepting cash money anymore. So I was at the shopping centre yesterday, and the Samaritan dude was there, and he had these cute little blue bears. I said, how much are they? A $15 donation. Oh, I only had a $20 note, so I gave him the $20 because shops aren't accepting cash. Thank you, Gma. Anyway, international travel again by Christmas. Oh, that's bad shuffling. They're meant to come out again, they will. Okay. Knight of Cups. This is on the bottom. Possibly. It's looking good, but remember with the Knight of Cups, it isn't always as good as it looks. So, you know. Thank you, Zelda. In the US, call 211 if you need help. Zelda, thank you very much. And if anyone else knows of any call line in whatever country you're in, please feel free to put a comment there, okay, and share. It's important to get the message out there that there are services you can access. Okay. The Hermit. It's still a card of isolation. This is for international. Still isolation, still a maybe. Oh, 3 of Swords. Again, I think it might be for they're opening up the borders by then, but this might not be in every country, but it could lead to heartbreak if it's not done right. But so it's not looking good for international. Yeah, and the Devil. So for international, yeah, it might look like, oh, it'd be ideal. But again, you know, I'm always cautious with them coming along and saying, hey, look, we can open the borders safely. No, the rest of the cards say, no, you can't. We still need to be in a certain amount of isolation. Okay. So international travel might be very, very limited. On what was underneath the Knight of Cups, and underneath the Knight of Cups of this was the 4 of Swords, keeping things close. If you're in Europe, you might be able to go from country to country. If you're in Australia, you might be able to go from New Zealand to and from New Zealand, and New Zealanders might be able to come across the thing. If you're in US, you might be able to go up to Canada or down to Mexico. But other countries, yeah, if they do open it, it's only going to be to certain countries. The really close by ones, they can do a proper monitoring of. But mostly there's still going to be a large amount of isolation. So that's travel. If the meat plant's shut down and the mango maniac can't get a burger, will he have a meltdown and explode? Quite possibly. It would be something to see at any rate. How about we have a look at traveling to the moon and to Mars? Will it happen in, say, the next, we'll do moon and then Mars, and we'll go like the next 10 years. So will we be at the moon by 2020? Will we be on the moon again by 20? No, it is 2020, isn't it? By 2030. Will we be back on the moon by 2030? Bit of a change from, you know, some of the things we've been looking at. Will mankind be back on the moon by 2030? Ace of Wands on the bottom. That's a yes. Lots of creativity and ideas towards getting us there. Let's see. 2030, the moon. King of Coins. A steady hand running resources. That's a yes. Judgment is a yes. But it's going to be up to the judgment of people on, is it, you know, what can we get from it? They're going to have to judge really carefully about how much they can spend, what can we get from it, things like that. There's a lot of things for judgments to be done about it. You know, you make judgment calls. There's a lot of judgment calls okay, that are going to be involved. Oh, this is a no, but there's two very clear yeses, well, three, overrunning the no. So it's not going to be without problems. Gremlins, people wanting to get their 10 cents worth out of it or whatever. So let's explore a little bit deeper. Oof. Look, it's not going to come without a cost if we get there. So this is a no card as well. So things like this, endeavours like this, they invariably, they come at a cost. If you remember back to the Apollo program with Gus Grissom and the two other pilots, I'm sorry, I can't remember their names. I think Ed White might have been one of them, and I can't remember the other person. The fire in the capsule, the Challenger, Columbia, these things, they have very high risk, and they always come with a high risk of loss. So, you know, that's probably one of the things that they're going to have to make judgment calls on. The Five of Wands, conflict. This is again is a no card. So now I've drawn 5 cards and there's 3 no's to 2 yeses, but we've got the bottom one as well. So it is going to, there could be some conflict about how it's going to be done. Maybe some international conflict between countries as to who would, to me, it should be treated like, if we can get back there, it should be like Antarctica, you know. What's here? But we've got the Queen of Swords. She's a maybe card. Again, people are, you know, in getting there, people are going to be called forward regularly to justify what they're doing and how they're doing it. It's not going to be a free for all. Not that the space race was a free for all, wasn't. There is a series called Space Race. If anyone's interested, it is absolutely fantastic. Okay, so one more layer. The Lovers is a yes card. Yes, partnerships are going to be made. There'll be successful partnerships. The Eight of Wands, yes, when they make the breakthroughs, things are going to happen really, really quickly. So that's another yes. 10 of Coins, another yes. And it's going to leave a legacy. That is possibly of a more unified planet. Having such a thing, like I said, it's my personal view only. And just remember, YouTube, this is for entertainment purposes only. My personal view only. If we do make it back there, it should be treated the way Antarctica is, or Antarctica should be. I'm sure there's some funny stuff happening on Antarctica, but it should be in the same realm. You know, a lot of strict rules on what you can do there. No mining, no this, no that. Anyway, so that is the moon. So we don't have to go further out with the moon. I think these are great cards. This is the Annie Libri deck for doing something like this reading. Now let's look at Mars. Dump Trump on Mars. Oh, you don't want to do that to Mars. Come on, what's Mars ever done to us? You got to dump him anywhere. He's a gas giant. Dump him on a gas giant. Fly him out to Jupiter. You know? Probably the only gas giant that could deal with him. So let's have a look at Mars. I'm going to have a sip of coffee. Okay, let's have a look. Hi, Jace. Where are you? Did I miss you? Popping in. Eunice? Hi, Eunice. And Keisha, hello, welcome. So we're looking at, will we get to Mars by 2030? Wow, that's a good card to have on the bottom, isn't it? The sun. Oh, and underneath it, there was the Ace of Swords, have no doubt. And the Four of Wands, homecoming, setting up homes. So that's very interesting. Yeah, we'll leave those on the bottom there. Oh, I'll take them off and put them to the side. And again, if we got there, it should be treated like Antarctica. Five of Cups. Five of Cups is a no. Loss, regret. Again, any endeavor like this, there's a lot of loss that can happen. Loss of human life, loss of resources, loss of, King of Wands. Going to need a steady hand on the tiller. In the US, I understand NASA is under the purview of the Vice President. You'd want a very, very strong Vice President. Very steady hand on the tiller. Seven of Wands, standing firm. That Seven of Wands is a no. So we've had two no's so far. But again, we're only one layer in. Thank you, Eunice. Hi, Linda. Okay, so next layer. Queen of Cups, that's a yes. It would be emotion beyond belief if we got there by 2030. Just because it says no doesn't mean it won't happen. It just says it might not happen by 2030. This is the question I asked. So, strength, that's a yes card. Very, very strong. It's going to require a lot of strength on the part of more than just one country, a very strong alliance. Six of Coins, sharing of resources, sharing of information, sharing of personnel, sharing of knowledge. That again is a yes. Page of Wands is a yes. Again, talking to each other about actions, sharing knowledge of actions. It's the talking and sharing news of actions. The Knight of Cups. It's not all going to be shiny. Again, this is things aren't always as shiny as they seem. Such an endeavor does come at a cost. And the Five of Swords. Look, there are going to be, that's a no card, but there are going to be some people who are only out for themselves in this endeavor. And you have to watch out for them. But overall, it looks like, yes, we could possibly get to Mars by 2030. Getting there is one thing. Colonizing it is another. I might do colonizing Mars as a separate a recorded reading. I think that would be a lot of fun to do. Oh, yeah, I have done the third Amelia Earhart. I just haven't uploaded it yet. I'm not sure. I might redo it because I don't feel I was. I don't know. I don't feel I was in quite the right space for it. I was reading it and I just wasn't satisfied the whole way through. I don't know why. I mean, I'll have a look at it first. If I still get that feeling, I'll redo it. If I don't, well, then I'll post it. I just thought I wasn't entirely engaged. So yeah. Anyway, so that's Mars. Okay, so we've had a little bit of fun with travel. I'm sorry I couldn't give you better news about international travel, but hopefully interstate travel, even international travel, if it's, you know, borders close at hand, that would be better than nothing. But still, you know. Is the planet Nibiru really orbiting Earth in an elliptical orbit? I have never heard of the planet Nibiru. I don't know where you got that from. I've never heard of it. The only planet Nibiru I've ever heard of, or something like it, is in Avatar. And if it is the one from Avatar, no. Just gonna fuel up a bit. Okay, let's get back to more earthly, mundane, not so pretty matters. I was watching Cash Peters earlier. He's wonderful. He is just wonderful. The sweetest, funniest guy. You know, right up there with Johnny. I don't know if Johnny would like being called sweet and funny. But yeah, he's right up there with Johnny for the sweet and funny. The other person I like is Dave from Moonrise. He's quite good, and Milu is good too. I used these with the Trump ring the other day. I picked them up on my outing. I had another outing yesterday. Well, of course I did, because I got my hair cut. But 2 outings in 1 week. I'm happy to stay home for a while now. Hello, my darling. How are you? I sent you an invite. If you want to join in, please click on it and join in. You're more than welcome. But if you don't want to, that's fine too. Okay. Yeah. I'm very much, you know, pretty laid back and easy about that sort of thing. You know. So I have not looked at a few different players in a while, and I'm thinking of what is the quarantine looking like. Okay, we've had some restrictions eased a bit over here, but we are in a very different situation to the US. So we can have more people gathering than we could before, up to 10 people now. But there's still no gathering and sitting in spots. You still can only get coffee for takeaway and all that. One of our favourite coffee places, we went there yesterday, and they said they've been doing okay, just doing the coffee, and they've still been able to get their people into work because they get people in from doing work and stuff and coming and grabbing their coffee, and that's really great. That's fantastic news. But they still haven't eased up a lot. It's just like a couple of we still don't have beauticians and all that open. But a lot of shops have stayed open. If they haven't been on that no you can't open list, and they've said they've been doing okay, you know. So that's good. Any information? We are in an interstellar thing, aren't we? You want to do the UFOs, guys? Let's do the UFOs. And then we'll get on. I know I'm trying to avoid the Hang on a minute. Itchy nose, itchy nose, itchy nose. Oh. Got the Annie Libri cards back for this UFOs. So is there any, what do you want to know? Is there any reports going to come out? Let's have a look. Will government files on UFOs be made public? How's that? When will the US be better? Oh, sweetie. There's a lot of healing to happen all over the world, isn't there? Let's have a quick look at the UFO. When will US government's UFO files be made public? Will they be ever be made public? Will the US government's UFO files ever be made public? Yeah, they made videos that they've been able to debunk public, but there's some that were never, you know, in their hands in the first place to stop. Queen of Queens. Resources. Oh. Queen of Coins often likes, at her worst, likes to keep things to herself, you know, and not share. Four of Coins, keeping things close to their chest. These are from the bottom. The Hermit, keeping isolation. The Queen of Wands, legals. Yeah, no, I don't think they ever will, unless they're legally forced to. There might be some attempt after some legal stuff. Some might come out, but it's still going to, the American public's still going to be left out in the cold a lot. So I think they might let some out, some stuff that they feel is pretty harmless, but yeah, no, otherwise they're going to keep things close to themselves. Okay, let's see. Enter the quarantine. Well, we've looked at travel, but that's different from ending a quarantine and people being able to go out and start up their lives again. So as much as they can without having to go, you know, out and about too much. Linda Sandoval, or who's that? Who's not feeling well? Question if Joe Biden picks Elizabeth Warren and then steps down and she picks a woman of colour for VP. That's an interesting one. Well, I'll have a look at that next. I might do 2 hours, so we've got lots of time yet. Yeah. The UFO can just be something that's, we can't identify. It could be anything. It doesn't have to necessarily be of extraterrestrial origin. Could be from the people living in the hollow earth. No, I am not a believer of the hollow earth theory. Okay, quarantine. Strict quarantine. When will the quarantine be lifted apart from travel? will quarantine be lifted by the end of May? We're not talking about travel interstate or international because we've covered that. Hi, Greta. What's Purple doing? Purple, are you being funny? Oh. I expect everyone to take my readings seriously, Purple. Be a good Purple. Oh, Linda. Oh, my goodness. Oh, sweetheart. You rest, do everything you can to look after yourself, Linda. And yeah, laughter's a good medicine. But you rest, do whatever you have to do to rest. Okay. Oh, the Tara Reid. I have a confession to make. Because I was reading on Tara Reid and the accusations, they still stand, the cards that I read. But I thought it was Tara Reid, the actress. But because I said Tara Reid was making the accusations, all the things that were in the card when I read on it still stand. I just, yeah. She's still a troubled woman. She's still a troubled woman. Anyway, quarantine. Will they, apart from travel, will most of the quarantine restrictions be lifted by the end of May? Let's have a look. The world is watching. The US, I think this is more of where in the world you are. Okay, so the Four of Inspiration, that's underneath it, just off the bottom, is the Four of Wands. Again, where your home is, it depends on how much the quarantine is going to be lifted. So let's have a look. Depending on where you are. Justice, yes, there's going to be some justification in lifting some of them. So that's a maybe card, Justice. Six of Emotions, Six of Cups. Yeah, a lot of people are they want to go back to at least as much as their old life as they can, and that is understanding. Six of Cups is a yes card. You're going to be able to return to a lot of your old life. Three of Voices. Voices is Swords. Three of Swords. But, there can be some heartache involved in that. There's always a cost. There's always a cost. If they open up too much too soon, there's going to be a cost. So it's got to be done with care. And if they don't do it with care, it's going to be a problem. Eight of Materials. That's Eight of Coins. Lots of details to look at. But again, that is a yes card. Really interesting. This is interesting, but because this figure, Eight of Coin, Eight of Material, this figure reminds me of Kali because of the arms and everything. And which is, I think, forgive me if I've got this wrong, but I think she's the Hindu goddess of death. But I'm not sure. Okay. So a lot of care has to be taken in opening up, that you don't do too much. So you've really got to look at the details of what you can open up and when, to avoid bad things. So yes, there's going to be a lot of work put into before they say what you can open up and what you can't. Page of Materials, Page of Coins. That is a yes. Yes, there's opportunities. There's offers of opportunities to messages of opportunity, not offers. Sorry, messages of opportunity. Messages to some businesses. Yes, you can open up, and to certain extents. We have some store, yeah, we have a lot of our stores have just been trading, but they've been having a staff member at the front, and they allow only so many people in the store at once, and you have to wait. I had to wait in a queue yesterday to get into Kmart. So, so they allow only, and once there's so many people in the store, nobody else can come in till somebody goes out. So, but there are messages of opportunity to some things to open up again fully. Four of Voices, Four of Swords. Oh, that's rest. They're still going. That is a maybe card. So there's a lot of yes and maybe cards here. Only one no. But again, you've got to be careful. Take it slowly. And people will rest and wait. This can also be a period of waiting and regrouping. Okay, so regroup slowly. Three of Materials, Three of Coins, working together to get things right within your community. Muse of Inspiration. Now, this is the muses in this deck are the kings. Kings of Wands, firm, steady hand. Now, this could be the mayor of the area you're in, or the Shire president if you're in Australia, or in the regional areas, or mayors in the cities, the mayors or Shire or county person. And steady, firm hand on getting this happening. The Devil, the cost. Now, this is the second really negative card of the whole lot, which is a big, nasty negative card. You've got to be careful in opening up and ending quarantine as much as you can, that you don't make mistakes. You don't fall back on bad habits and not listening to people. Businesses want to reopen. They want to get their staff back in, but they've got to not go back and run things the way they used to and not make those mistakes. So there's a lot of things to consider, and if all these things are considered, we could be back to a largely normal life by the end of May. But of course, we don't know what's going to happen. We've got our flu season coming up here. Our Prime Minister is still telling us we've got to be careful. We can't take these things for granted. That's why they're easing restrictions slowly. So I think it's going to be a slow ease of restrictions over May. By the end of May, I think maybe a large number of them might be gone. But when you have your four come up, you've got to be careful. Maybe be not 1 foot out the door, but have a plan ready for if there has to be another partial shutdown. But yeah, you could see a lot of easing of restrictions, not necessarily the end of quarantine, but some easing of restrictions. Okay, now got a couple of interesting questions about Joe Biden. Is he going to ride out this storm with this Tara Reade with an READE? I still stand by what I said, that she's being manipulated and she is in a pretty fragile state. Yeah. Right. Even though I had the wrong picture of the wrong Tara Reade in my head, the facts of So will Joe Biden be able to hang on a minute. all during the week. It was freezing during the week. Yesterday, today, really warm. Yeah, she changed the story again. So will Joe Biden write out this hit? That's not looking too good. It's the devil. This is the Chariot under the devil. Now, this was on the bottom. Bit of a rough ride. It's in danger of getting out of control. Underneath that, the Magician. So I'm just reading these off the bottom of the cards deck. Sometimes that's all you need to do. The Magician. Yeah, I think he will get out of this. And, of course, the Ace of Wands. Yes, he will. He will. He will be able to ride that through. So, yeah, but it's, you know, the devil's in the accusations, and there is still a danger of this is going to travel. I think this is going to travel along for a while. It's not going away. This is the travel card. It's going to be not going to go away immediately. It's going to have a bit more of a journey to go, and there is a danger of it getting out of hand. But whoop, now you see it, now you don't. Magician card and a yes card. Yeah, he's going to ride it through. Now, the other question that somebody asked is, will Biden choose Elizabeth Warren as his VP and then drop out of the race? And Elizabeth Warren will then choose a VP. That's pretty torturous way of doing things, isn't it? I'll ask, will he choose Elizabeth Warren first? Okay. And if that comes up as a no, then we won't go any further with that because there's no need to. Okay. I just seem to get Gretchen Whitmer's coming more and more into the picture, but that just could be my personal preference because I'm really impressed with the way that she's running Michigan against a lot of odds, and she's doing a great job. But anyway, first, will Joe Biden choose Elizabeth Warren? Ten of Cups. Family, Democratic family. I think normally this is the GOP for me. That is a yes. But then we've got underneath, we've got the Knight of Cups underneath, which is a yes, but be careful. I think that's who the GOP want him to pick. Let's have a look deeper. So those two off the bottom. GOP card, 10 of Cups. Those of you who've been watching me for a long time will know, because in the traditional Rider-Waite they had the rainbow. Rainbows are, they're beautiful, don't get me wrong, but they are illusions. They are facades. And that, to me, is what the GOP is now, a facade of what they used to be. Knight of Emotions, they're too good to be true. The GOP would like him to pick her. Six of Materials, Six of Coins, Nine of Voices, Nine of Swords, that's a no. Two of Pentacles, is a yeah, no, is a no, is a maybe. Six of materials. Six of coins, sharing. Look, there's no doubt she's got a lot to share, a lot of knowledge to share. Three of cups. Eight of cups. On top of the nine of voices. That's two no's there, maybe. Eight of materials. There's a lot of considerations to look at. Manipulations. If you chose her, I think the GOP would manipulate the situation somehow. Eight of materials. There'd be too much to work out. I get the impression from that. Three of cups. Look, people, no doubt, a lot of people would celebrate if she was chosen. Ten of materials. Yes, it'd be a great legacy, you know, to have a female vice president. Five of voices. That is a no. That's a five of swords, a no. King of cups. A return to emotional stability. But look, there are more yes and no, yes and yes than no's and maybes. I'm going to put the maybe over with the no's. But I just seem to think that, look, he's seriously considering it, what it would mean to people. But the GOP would be salivating if he did. They'd be all out manipulating, trying to manipulate the situation. Five of voices, no honour. Of course, that. Eight of emotions, that's the eight of cups. That's a walking away card. And anxiety. I think having put her weight against behind Biden, I'm not sure that Elizabeth Warren wants it anymore. She wanted president. I don't know how she's not sure how she would feel or go playing second fiddle. And she's got some serious doubts about it. So even if she is offered it, she might say no. There's a good chance of her being offered it, but she might say no. I think she's got a lot of self-doubt creeping in about what she could do in that position. So, yeah, and we need her. Yes, you're right. She's needed in the Senate. I think that is one of the things. Lucienne, yes, you're right. And that you're not the first person to say that, is that better not to take a senator away. Needed in the Senate. And I think she has some doubts on that too. I think maybe she feels that if she's not going to be president, she might be a lot more effective and bring about a lot more change if she remains in the Senate. So, yeah, there's some doubt. As for there being a female president and a female vice president, something just tells me that the words too soon just float through my head for a combination. And not for any sexist reasons or anything. I just think that it would be too much of a change. I can see a female president and a female VP at the end. Yeah, so that's an interesting question. Is Al Franken coming back? Now, he did that rather tasteless picture with that female soldier in Afghanistan, didn't he? Yes, it was very tasteless. He should have known better. I don't know that he actually touched her in any way, but I can ask quickly, is Al Franken going to make a comeback? Oh, Roger Stone here. What? Trump blocked Michael Cohen's prison release? I have not heard that. Let's have a look. The world. This is Al Franken. Of course, he was brought to the attention of the world at that. But this is also end of one journey, beginning of another. Two of Cups. That's a yes. King of Swords is a maybe. The Moon is a no. The Wheel. His time's run there. He might try Three of Inspiration, Three of Wands. He's maybe planning it, but I think as far as Nine of Inspiration, Nine of Wands, no, Three of Inspiration, Three of Wands, as far as his political life has gone, he's sort of, his ships have come in and sailed again. It's time. It was just time. Because he's, never been too careful, never had to be too careful as a comedian. I think he thought that he could get away with stuff he would get away with as a comedian in the Senate, and you can't. So it was inevitable that it happened. Nine of Wands, he'd have to build up a lot of defences. The Moon, no, I think he's got some more secrets too that maybe he wouldn't want coming out. And the World, end of one journey, start of another. No, I don't think he's going to make a comeback. Let's see. I'm going to bring up just on my other screen. Yes, I have two screens. How technologically advanced of me. Hello, Nancy Lee. How are you? Warrant release. Why is MSM? MSNBC? I don't know why they're not doing that. But. I'm just going to type in. Grim Reaper stalks Florida deaf amid beach pandemic. What is that? Somebody in a taste of cloth soon or something? I don't know, but we'll go to Michael Cohen. I don't know if Trump would be stupid enough to try and do that. Hang on. What did I just say? Well, Trump, former Trump lawyer, he won't, yeah, won't be. Won't be released from prison this week. It's been rescinded. Pee off. Pee off. Got one of those ad things popped up. Apparently it's been rescinded, hey? Has it really? So we'll ask that. Has Michael Cohen's early release really been rescinded? Karen B. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Yep. That was going through. Yeah. NH, hello. A lawyer in the costume. Why would he do that? That's just ridiculous. 9 of inspiration, 9 of wands, building up defenses. Knight of wands. Nine of coins upside down. Yeah, it's been threatened. It's been threatened. Offer. You don't do anything, you don't say anything, you don't release your book, and we'll let you, sign something to say that, and we'll let you out. Everything's at a standstill. It's been suspended. At home. He's home, getting home. He's not quite headed there yet because it's all been tipped on its head. Yeah. He's met the terms for early release. Under any way, Oh, yeah. Look, Trump's not going to make it easy for him. But you know what? I think you should go home to New York State and, yep. Since he can't pardon after the impeach, he can still pardon people. What's in the Roger Stone warrants, hey? So they've served more warrants on him, have they? Or have they released the warrants? Thank you, Alexis. Thank you very much. And welcome. Yeah, Trump can't be pardoned. He can't be pardoned on the impeachment charges. Release warrants show conspiracy. Well, that's not surprising. Yeah, I've taken a few days off, so I haven't been keeping up with things as much as I could. Hi, Sweet P68. How are you? I'm just going back through some things. Oh, Barr. William Barr. I want to do a reading on him. What deck? I think the modern tarot. Is Trump embezzling? Yeah, the easy answer to that is yes, but you know, it's just the theory is that he's using US funds to pay off personal debts. So we can look at that as well. Crazy Cat Lady Farley, hello, welcome. Barr. What's in store for Barr in May? Let's have a look at that. I might do a cross on him. Okay. What is in store for Barr in May? King of Wands. This is Trump at his worst. Despotic, no compassion, absolutely out of control temper. He's going to have to deal with a pretty out of control president. What's his challenge? The 8 of Swords. They've painted themselves into such a tiny, tiny, tiny corner. They've tied themselves up in a way that they can't really get away. Just a minute here. It's the foundation of the situation. I haven't used a cross in a while, so I was just reminding myself of what was next and where it went. The 5, the 10 of Rods, the burden of all the crap that they've been getting up to. This is like a burden of proof against them. Just, how much they've stuffed up in the last 3 months alone, let alone the last 3 years. It's all there. If people go and find it, it's all there, and they're going to find it. And yeah, and it's a real burden. The past relevant to this situation is the Page of Coins. News about money in the past, actions in the past about money. Yeah, my glasses seem a bit crooked. Sorry, it's just the angle, I think. Yeah, so news about money from the past. The best outcome or the present? The present, yeah. Ooh, the present. King of Blades, King of Swords. Oh, Adam Schiff is hanging over them, hanging over him. He's watching everything that Barr is doing. So, this is Barr's hidden. This burden is all the stuff that Barr has hidden or tried to hide, especially about money. Pick the near future. Ace of Blades, Ace of Swords. The truth will come out. Okay? The truth will come out. and the environment around him. Ooh, 9 of Blades, a lot of anxiety. He's got the environment around him. It's very anxious. He's getting a lot of anxiety. A lot of anxiety. What are other people seeing? Chicken's coming home to roost. Yeah, he's getting what he deserves, basically. And that's how they feel it. Everything that's coming to him, he deserves. And it's not good. It's not his ship coming in with good fortune and gold. This is the emus. Okay? This is the emus. And that's what people are seeing. And that's what people are saying. Well, he deserves it, you know. Hopes and fears. This is the Ace of Rods, Ace of Wands. He's hoping that he can come up with new ideas, inspired ideas to get him out of the corner he's painted in to. And you know, the prison he's put himself in, basically, but he fears he's not going to be able to. And what is the final outcome in May for Bar? 10 of Coins, a legacy. I'm just going to check something very quickly there. Upside down. Yeah, wealth, establishment. I think this is a loss for him. Restrictions and losses. Trying to avert losses and restrictions. I'll do a couple of first I'll have a look at what's on the bottom of the deck. Queen of Elixir. He's needing medication to get through each day. He's still feeling a bit hopeful. This is the Star. But he's a Fool, and he's about to start on a new journey at the end of May, I think. So let's have a look at this 10. We'll shuffle. We'll do a bit of a shuffle. Hi, Kathy W. Oh, I hope not, Zelda. I really hope not. It's interesting. Canada just banned. That's it. Banned. Assault weapons banned. You know, they've got a lot of provinces, and it can be done. You just got to say, that's it. That's it. You know. But of course, you know, I'm sure there's people who are. Anyway, we're looking at this 10 of Coins, trying to avert losses, and I think loss of his place in the establishment as well. So let's have a look there. Let's see what comes up there. Strength. Strength has come up. Beamer, very strong bone. Seven of Wands. He's going to try and stand his ground. Strength. I think that might be the strength of the case against him. King of Cups. Loss of emotional stability. The medication has. I think he's come to an end. This is the most mature card. The end of the court cards. Health. I think he's just at the end of his tether here. The King of Cups. He's just emotionally just Can't do it anymore. What's this strength? This strength of the case against him? Yes. That's the Lover's card. Strength. So this strength represents the strength of the evidence that Schiff has against him, the case against him. That's the Lover's card. Schiff's been working with others. The Seven of Rods is him having to defend himself. But he's at the end of his tether, really. Is he going to resign? Ooh, chaos. Knight of Blades. If he resigns, and this is a yes card. Yeah, this is a yes card. If he resigns, it's going to cause chaos for Trump. Is this him resigning and causing chaos for Trump? Yes. Surprising emotional news for Trump. Yeah, I think Barr might be on his way out in May. Might even leave sometime during May. Not sure when, but this is interesting because the health aspect of these cards is like he's on medication and he's just needing the medication and he's just at the end of his tether with that King of Cups. He cannot go any further. Yeah. I think he's thinking he might try and cut his losses. Yes, there's people in Michigan storming into a government building with guns. I mean, when we were in Washington and New York, we had to get everything scanned. Everything scanned. And, so they must have really stormed the place. Because I'm sure if you go into a state capital, you have the same things as you go into, every building we went into, we had to go through a scan. And, yeah. Okay. Will the Michigan protests be brought under control? Let's ask that. No, that's not the question to ask. Will there be casualties from the Michigan protests? Will there be casualties? And that could just be injuries. That doesn't necessarily mean people getting killed, but will there be casualties from the Michigan protest? Let's have a look. Yes, he will flip his orange wig. That could be the impetus for him to leave. Will there be casualties from the Michigan protest? Ten of Pentacles. It's going to leave a legacy of some sort. Page of Pentacles. That's a yes. Nine of Wands is a yes. The Magician. Yeah, I think there's going to be casualties, but miraculously, I think, hopefully nobody's going to die. That's what I think this Magician is. Not necessarily from guns either, just from fights and stuff. The Emperor is a maybe. That goes in with the thing. Seven of Swords. Yeah, people are going to try and get away with stuff. And the Three of Wands. Look, you know, when you have a lot of people who are just don't care, or who have started out with a good, with a honest intent, with a real justifiable cause, that have been overtaken by people on the orders of others. Yeah, it can be. Yes, there's. Yeah, it's. You know, there's some plans. There's more plans for more protests. The Emperor, Trump's egging him on. It's part of a strategy. He wants to punish Whitmer. That's why he's doing it. That's why he's really egging these guys on. He hates Whitmer. Strong woman stood up to him. That's it. That's all it takes. The sun, it's going to come out to light. Look, yeah, there could be some Six of Pentacles. Yeah, there could be some casualties. Don't think there's going to be any fatalities. But look, there are going to be some injuries of some sort, but things are going to be okay, and things are going to come to light about the Emperor. This is interesting. This was the middle one. A Page of Pentacles, use of money, the Emperor. Maybe someone's sending out messages, hey, we can pay you if you take part in this. The Emperor behind it. That's going to come out. Nine of Wands. No, 10 of Wands. Heavy burden. Heavy burden. You know, it's a really heavy burden to try and carry. So this is a no card. Seven of Swords is a no card too, strategy. But the Fool is a yes card. There's a couple of people, there are some people who want to make it very hard for Whitmer, and this is their strategy to do it. But this is, they're being stupid. It's not going to work. It's going to lead to a new start to Michigan, but not the one they want. I think it's not going to work. They're being silly to do it. There are not going to be any deaths, I don't think, and it's a miracle they could pull that off. Those involved will get what's coming to them. The emus. And it's going to lead to a bit more shared information amongst people, because the start of this protest, a lot of it were just real people who had concerns, and they weren't anti-Whitmer or anti-this or anti, they were overtaken, and their money sharing. A lot of people are getting paid. That's this. A lot of people are getting paid. Yeah. It is going to leave a legacy. Okay. Some people want real violence, and they want people hurt, because that's just their nature. And they're going to try and gaslight it to bring down Whitmer. So, yeah, somebody's taken a movement that was real and genuine and overtaken it and basically used it as a way to bring down Whitmer, or try to use it as a way to bring down Whitmer. I don't think it's going to work, but there could be some casualties involved, yes. Hey, Jerry O, hello, welcome. Divorce fan, well, that wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, they are being bankrolled. Gypsy Rose, hello, welcome. Got 25 minutes left. So what will we do? Who hasn't been looked at in a while? Clutch my pearls, Lindsay. Little Matty Gates. Oh, Rick DeSantis. I want to have a look at what May brings for Rick DeSantis. Now let's have a look. What deck can I use for Ricky boy? I'm just scanning my decks. So yes, mob mentality. They've been encouraging it, and thank you, Jerry O. It's a lovely compliment. I'm an upbeat person generally. I'm married to a very downbeat, pessimistic person. I think we balance each other out. Yeah. Oh, apparently he's alive. Ugh. He's been seen out and about, apparently. We'll see. We'll watch that play out further. Yeah. So, Rick DeSantis in May. I just have to fuel up. What's May hold for Rick DeSantis? I might do an overview for him, which is a 7-card layout. Greta TK, I'm assuming their places Mackinac Island, Frankenmuth, St. Joseph, and Sault de Marie. Are they in? I thought Mackinac Island was in Canada. Are you in Canada? Yes, I'm very skeptical about it. Rick DeSantis in May. The deck up the right way. Linda Barurian. Hello. Yes, could be an impersonator. I just heard the news that he's been seen, and I'm like, no way, no way. Like Mackinac Island is in Michigan. Okay. Would love to revisit the US. Okay, Rick DeSantis. What's on the bottom for him? King of Coins. Money. That's all that matters to that dude. And his alliance to Trump. What's the situation with him at the moment? Big changes happening, buddy. Not necessarily able to control them either. Current influences over overflowing emotion. I think he's made a few huge mistakes, an overflow of emotion. Ace of Cups. Relationships, new relationships, overflowing of emotion. Have a look at that, a closer look at that later. Okay, above him, abuse of power. It's overriding him, overriding everything about him, abuse of power. In his immediate future, the High Priestess, agendas coming out, somebody else's agenda, and a wise woman. Underneath him, justice. Justice is underlying everything at the moment, to do with him at the moment. What's his past actions to do with? Two of Cups, partnerships. He's made some partnerships in the past and they're leading up to, and they're influencing what's happening now to him. The next step for him, this is May. Four of Swords, retire and rest. Let's have a look at the Ace of Cups. What's going on with the Ace of Cups? Put the King of Coins aside. Interesting. What was below the King of Coins? Money laundering. We'll see if that wants to come out in the, it might. I can have a look at Kemp too if you like. I can do the same spread on Kemp as well. What's going on with this Ace of Cups? Knave of Swords. Ooh, whistleblower. News coming out. The truth coming out, and it's going to cause an overflow of emotion. It's starting to come out because this is current influences. So this could be any time within the next week or so, because we are looking at May. So current is in the next week or so. What's this High Priestess about? Linda, yeah, go. Bye-bye, sweetheart. Go and take a rest and look after yourself. Two of Wands, Dominion. This is in the immediate future. Dominion over somebody else's agenda for dominion, plans, somebody else's plans going to come to the fore. Somebody else's agenda. Have a look and get some more on that. The Star. The Star is the card of hope, but the other side of it is vulnerability. Somebody else's agenda and plans is going to put him in a really vulnerable position. So let's have a look at the Four of Swords. Let's have a look at that. Yes, I can look at that, J-Cat Lady, and welcome. J-Cat Lady's asking if I can look at Florida not reporting all deaths. Seven of Coins on the Four of Swords. Assessing. And this is also some people can call this the reap what you sow card. And I'm going, reap what you, I'm going, given the Four of Swords, so reap what you sow. Okay, I'll ask a question from the last one. DeSantis going to have to resign in May. Can somebody tell me, if a governor resigns, do they have to hold a special election, or is somebody appointed? Or does the lieutenant governor take over? Temperance. Yes, deals. A new balance is going to have to be found, and that's a yes card. Geez. Okay. I'll do a quick look at is Florida reporting all cases and deaths. Are they underreporting? I'll ask the question. Yes, so May's not looking too good for Ricky. Might not be living to read our loca very, very much longer. Arr, arr. Seal of approval. Lieutenant Governor takes over. Yes, thank you. Who's the Lieutenant Governor? Would he be any better? So let's have a look. Is Florida underreporting cases and deaths? We'll just go for a three card thing there. Yes. New. Yes, they are. They are, but somebody's going to come out and tell about it. It's the Chariot. Very strong, yes. They're not, they can't contain it. But they think by underreporting it, it's a better strategy. Idiots. That's all. Jeanette Nunez. Would she be better? I wonder. Want me to do a quick reading on her before I move on to Kemp? I think I might. Jeanette Nunez. What does March hold for her? First, I'll ask, would she do a better job as governor? Okay. Can't see it, anyone being able to do a worse job, but, you know. Would Jeanette Nunez do a better job as governor? Knight of Cups. Oh, Nine of Cups. She certainly wants it. Ten of Wands. Well, we've got a yes, but it's a bit cursory because she'd be taking over a very, this is a no card. This is, she'd be taking over a lot. It's a high burden she'd be taking over. She is the offer you have, but, you know, there's a few things that she might not be fully up to snuff on. It's a Nine of Cups, you know, all shiny, but maybe not as shiny as she seems. Nine of Cups, she certainly would love it. Let's have a look. Let's dig a bit deeper with her. The Hierophant, government. Ten of Swords. That is a no. She could be another one to stab Floridians in the back. Ace of Coins, she'd certainly leap at the offer. That's a yes. Three of Swords is a no. I'll tell you what. She's a 50-50. 50-50 if she'd be better or not. I'll do one more layer because Knave of Wands, News of Actions, Three of Wands, things coming, make things coming into being, manifest things. Five of Wands, they have a lot of conflict. I think it's 50-50, but not because she's a horrible person. She's not bright and shiny as she might appear, but because DeSantis, if he resigns, will have left a hell of a mess. A hell of a mess. And she's going to have to, I think this is her being offered the governorship, but it's not as easy. It's not going to be as easy as she envisions it because DeSantis has left a hell of a mess. I think if she does, she's going to be clear on her actions, on what actions she's going to take. She certainly wants it, but she's going to be clear on her actions. She's going to talk more to to people of Florida about plans and looking for opportunities to bring Florida back. She wants it, but it's not going to be everything she cracked up to be because this is 10 of Wands, Three of Swords, 10 of Swords, Five of Wands. She's going to come into conflict with a lot of people because DeSantis will leave a hell of a mess. Rick Scott, I don't know. I just want to do, I've only got about 10 minutes left, so I'm going to have a look at Richard Kemp in May. Use the same seven layer thing. The same overview spread. Just got a bit of a sore spot in my back. Oh. Yeah. Oh. So I spread the cards out through the deck. I'll do a good shuffle. Let's have a look here. I'll try and do one of these card trick things. I'm not very good at them, but you know, still helps mix things up a bit. Bye, Greta. Thank you for joining me. Hi, J Cat Lady. I think I might have some reversals in this deck. I don't know. Good stretch. Like the cats. Oh, you know, somebody said once, there's a reason dogs and cats stretch after their naps. And so there should be a good reason for us to stretch before we get up in them. Yeah. Okay. Kemp. What's his name? Is it Richard or something? I don't know. Governor Kemp in Georgia. What does May hold for him? On the bottom, Four of Swords. Retreat and retirement, or retreat. Ooh, Eight of Wands. Things are going to be coming at him very, very quickly. Five of Cups. Current influences on him. loss and regret. I don't know what the figures are in Georgia at the moment with him opening the state up, whether he's starting to regret it, but it's current influences, so maybe he's starting to regret it. The star overhead. The star, of course, is hope, but it's also vulnerability. So I think he's hoping he can get through this crisis, but he's feeling a little bit vulnerable. Immediate future for him. Ace of Cups, overwhelming of emotions again. It's interesting that DeSantis got that in current influences. DeSantis opened up the beaches last week. This is in immediate future for Kemp. What's underlying him for this? 7 of Cups, gaslighting and castles in the air. This is the other thing I have with castles in the air are dreams, unfulfillable dreams. He's got a much greater, bigger picture of his skills and abilities than than reality. He's got ambitions far beyond his skills and abilities. Castles in the air, and that's what he's looking at. That's what's underlying him. Night, Eunice. In the recent past, what's he been doing in the recent past? 6 of Cups. I want my state open up again and practicing the way it should be. I want it to go back to what it was. So that's why I'm making those decisions to open it up again. I know it's a horrible southern voice, but clutch my pearls. Clutch my pearls. I want it open again. I want it the way it was. What's the next step for him in May? Oh, he's going to have to build up his defences. Build up his defences. He's not in a good foot. The stubbornness. Significant losses. Lack of willpower may bring about significant losses. I'm reading this because of the thing. Building up defences. Taking extra precautions. He's going to have to take extra precautions now because he gave in to Trump, basically. He gave in to Trump's badgering. Lack of willpower, extra losses, having to take extra precautions. So let's have a look at a couple more, bit of clarification, okay? So on the bottom, there was the 4 of Swords. Oh, underneath the 4 of Swords, guess what there was? Hello, Ricky! I might have to be joining you. Woo, woo. And the 5 of Coins out in the cold. Oh, interesting. So, what is going on with this Ace of Cups? Overflow of emotion. Why is there an overflow of emotion? We've got quite a few similar cards there, haven't they? Why is there an overflow of emotions? 3 of Cups. This generally circles of support. Overflow of emotions, celebration, but I just don't feel celebration on this. I feel circles of support. He's going to need some extra support. I don't feel this is a card of celebration. I feel this is a card of support. Are people going to withdraw support for him? Four of Wands, that's a yes. That's a yes. The Four of Wands often represents the White House. When we're talking, I think when I'm talking about state politics, the capital or the government house for the state. Yeah, I think he's losing some support. The Nine of Wands, let's elaborate more on the Nine of Wands. Going to have to shore up his precautions, be extra precautionary, because he's going to have to shore up his defenses, take extra precautions, because he's just giving in to Trump is going to cause a lot of losses. Temperance, he's going to have to find a way to find a new balance. Is he going to have to resign? King of Cups, that's a yes. I think there's going to be a few governors who are going to have a lot of pressure on them to resign. This is what this is. He's lost support to stay in the government, to stay in the government, the state house, whatever, your capital, or wherever the governor lives, the governor's mansion. Yeah, people are going to want a new balance in their state, and it's not going to be with him. They want him gone. It's on the bottom there, Queen of Cups. Don't really get much from that. Okay, my darlings. Just over 2 hours now. So, I find 2 hours is a lot. It's just the right amount of time for me, and I absolutely have loved and adored every minute of today. Thank you for joining me, and love you all. And I will be doing some pre-recorded readings on a few things that have popped up today. I'm going to scroll through the comments and everything and see things that I might have missed. Okay, love you all, and please take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.